Hi everybody, my name is Julio Salgado. I'm the project manager for Culture Strike. Welcome to another edition of Taco Talk, where we invite some of your favorite artists, activists, and we ask them to eat tacos with us and talk about their art. I mean, how cool is that? For today's episode, our guest is gonna bring us tacos. Oh, that was it. Let's see who it is. Let's see who it is.
Tacos and hot Cheetos?
Chucha! Welcome, Chucha. Oh my god. You brought, not only did he bring tacos, but they brought like hot Cheetos. Hot Cheetos and tacos are like the best mix ever. It's not the most healthiest show, but that's why we're drinking water. So where'd you bring tacos from?
I got these from Taqueria Sinaloa, also international.
Shout out Taqueria Sinaloa. So what'd you bring?
I got some tacos de lengua, some tacos de asada, and some tacos de
lengua one. Afro Jesus was behind the camera. As usual, my staple taco choice is tres de adobada, por favor.
I got tres de asada. I usually stick to asada or carnitas.
So we're gonna eat some tacos, and you're gonna watch us eat for a little bit, and then we'll talk. Does that sound?
Sounds amazing.
Yeah. Okay, fucking Taqueria Sinaloa, this never disappoint. Are you processing what you should have?
Yes, I'm like sitting in all the, I'm digesting it. Yeah. Figuratively, emotionally, physically.
Yes.
So good.
Yes. I'm done with this interview, like I want to go to sleep now. Bye. Bye. No, but seriously, thank you so much, Chucha, for being in Taco Talk.
Of course.
Chucha Marquez, who is now based in Oakland, grew up in
San Jose.
We have this argument, and this is something that he says that people from LA say all the time. San Jose is like so far from here that I didn't know that it was part of the Bay Area. But it's also called the South Bay, right?
It's the South Bay, yeah. It's like the tip, the most tip of the Bay Area.
Shit, the tip of the Bay Area. So what was that like to grow up in San Jose?
I feel like San Jose is one of those cities that is kind of underrated. Like it's a very big city, there's a lot going on. But it's one of those places where you have to like live there in order to really understand all that it has to offer. I love growing up in San Jose. I love growing up in the Bay Area in general. I feel like my heart is definitely in the Bay Area, you know?
Chucha has been part of various projects with Culture Strike. The first project that we hit you up and to be part of was Carving Through Borders. For us, Culture Strike is really important to work with artists that are familiar with issues that we're trying to highlight. And in that case, with Carving Through Borders, we're trying to highlight the migrant experiences. What was that like for you?
Growing up, my parents were both undocumented. They were able to get their residency when I turned 21, so I was able to sponsor them. Most of their life and most of my life, they were undocumented. Definitely with Carving Through Borders, that was a really like special project, I think. The woodcut that I did it with Olivia Hernandez and Hilda Posada. We were all kind of contributing.
What's up, Hilda? What's up, Olivia?
So that was cool to be able to kind of like share those moments together, carve through the wood and create this image, right? The image itself was highlighting the case of Victoria Arellano, who's a transgender woman who was killed by the state, she was denied her medication. And she died while she was in immigration custody. And so being able to work with a new medium, being able to work with people who I really admire, who are also really amazing artists, and then being also able to highlight an experience that I think goes invisible many times. That was really important to me.
I see your art everywhere on Tumblr, on Instagram, and one of my favorite stickers, the Selena sticker. Why Selena? Why Jenny Rivera? Why putting recreating or creating these images with such important fucking badass chingonas?
Yeah, a lot of my work, I would say most of my work is portraiture, and the reason why I do portraits is because I think it's important to highlight people and the work that they do, their legacies, the mark that they've been able to leave on the world. I think it's important to celebrate those people, Seeing people like Selena and seeing people like Jenny Rivera, who are also like US born or Chicana identified, just thriving in Mexican culture, in Mexican genres of music, and even beyond just like US and Mexico, That was really important to me in terms of like my understanding my own place in the world and in our society. I think that as like women, especially women of color, who are in my eyes, they're legendary. That kind of feat is really hard to achieve, I think. and they were able to do it, you know what I mean?
So tell me a little bit about your background. You do a lot of prints. Did you go to art school?
I think I was very attracted to like art when I was from a very young age. I just never really saw myself like in the art world, you know what I mean? I never was taught that like political art was something, it was more of like a folk art. It was more of like a, you know, and it wasn't like
a niche.
Yeah, it wasn't considered like high art or like real art, you know what I mean? But once I got into ethnic studies, that's where it all kind of came together. The class that really solidified it for me, or the experience that really solidified it, was when I took the Chicano Studies screen printing class with Carlos Jackson at UC Davis. It was a Chicana Studies, Chicanx Studies printmaking class, and I just like fell in love with the process of like screen printing and being able to put my like political ideologies on paper. What I think is important is to have more artists of color like out there doing work in the community. I think it's important to have more professors of color who are doing this work, who know about like political art, who are feminists, who are, you know, who embody these politics. Art is one of the most powerful tools that we have. I see it as a weapon, and I feel like maybe that's one of the reasons why it's underfunded, you know, especially in communities of color, because when you give someone, a person of color, the tools to make artwork and to put these messages anywhere, like that's really radical and that's really important, you know?
Fuck. Yeah. Where can people find your artwork? Where can people find you? Where can people hit you up?
You can find me on Tumblr, which is where I post most of my artwork, which is at lachucha.tumblr.com. I'm also on Instagram at la_chucha. Snapchat, I don't remember.
You don't want to do Snapchat. We don't do Snapchat. Thank you so much for being at Taco Talk. Did you enjoy the tacos that you brought?
I inhaled them and they were so good.
Thank you, Chucha. Thank you for checking us out. Thank you for sticking through the whole video. Share it, enjoy it, like. And in the comment section, let us know what artists you want us to talk to. Who should we be eating tacos with? Thank you.